So I want to take a moment and talk to our customers and the IBMI community about agentic coding. Here's the reality that I see that most IBMI shops are facing right now. You've got development backlogs that are just crushing your teams. You've got critical modernization projects that are just sitting there for months, sometimes years, while at the same time, your experienced developers are spending like 80% of their time just keeping the lights on instead of innovating. And so the reason that I'm so passionate about this topic of agentic coding is because we're now discovering methods that change this paradigm completely. Methods that increase developer productivity 5 to 10 times when using a truly agentic approach. And so what's really amazing about these methods is that they work across all kinds of development, such as working with legacy programs, including 5250 green screen application development, rich display browser application development, whether that's with RPG and COBOL on the back end or full stack applications with newer languages, refactoring and futurizing your applications. So for example, going from old RPG to more modern RPG or to newer languages such as Node.js, Python, Java, .NET, documenting your decades old applications, and many other types of development that both IBMI and non-IBMI teams may be working with. So you may have noticed that I said 5 to 10 times the productivity. That's a 500 to 1000% productivity improvement. To put that in real terms, your 3 developer team suddenly has the output capacity of 15 developers or more. Maintenance backlogs that would take years get cleared in months now. Now compare that to what we would typically observe with traditional AI-assisted development, which primarily involves using AI coding assistance in an IDE. While those productivity improvements are also great, something like a 20% improvement, it's still marginal and nowhere near the 5 to 10 times the productivity you can have with true agentic workflows, where you get months of work done in a matter of days. So how do we accomplish this, and how can you accomplish this as well? We've done this by creating a system that allows AI to complete entire tasks and work for extended periods of time on your behalf, rather than just assisting you with a bit of code generation. Again, this is very different from a coding assistant in an IDE. In fact, this type of development is not centered around an IDE. You can certainly bring the agent's work into an IDE at any point during the process, but you will find that reviewing hundreds and sometimes thousands of lines of code is not as productive and even as reliable as actually verifying that the code is working and it's working correctly and that all the edge cases are handled properly as you run and test the application. And instead of doing it all manually, we actually get the AI to assist with the testing and the verification and have it present proof to you that the solution actually works. So how we do this is that the agent is given a number of capabilities that go way beyond coding, and that includes a variety of IBMI-specific skills. The agent is also provided with a secure, isolated environment to do all the work necessary end-to-end to complete an entire task or an entire project. And this all runs inside your infrastructure. It's an enterprise-grade setup that can be on-premise where your systems live. You maintain complete control over what the agent can access, and all of the agent activity is fully logged and auditable. So let's take, for example, tasks that involve RPG application development and maintenance. Our agent knows all flavors of RPG, CL, DDS, and a number of other languages that are on IBMI. And that's because it's built on top of Profound's IBMI frameworks, the same technology that's been powering IBMI futurization for over 2 decades. This isn't a generic AI that's been loosely trained on IBMI concepts. It deeply understands the platform. It's also capable of discovering databases and database layouts on IBMI, just like a human developer would if working on a similar task. It can compile and run applications as it develops them. The agent is in fact given their own separate computer and operating system in a container, and they're also given their own libraries to work in. And as it works, it's resolving compilation issues, runtime errors, as well as any runtime bugs and runtime functionality issues. By the time you see the results, the agent has already verified the solution works end-to-end. You're reviewing proven, working code, not a rough draft. It can test its work by operating a 5250 session, or a browser if it's developing browser applications. And it keeps going until all requirements are met, whether it takes 1 minute or 45 minutes. It will work on resolving all the issues that are part of the task given to it, while you do other things like spinning up other agents. For example, here, I asked the agent to extend this customer inquiry application with new capabilities, such as new data editing features, role-based access, new validation requirements, and so forth. It's able to complete this task in its entirety, including modifying the display files, the RPG programs, the related service programs, binding directories. It may even add new programs or add new menu options to the menu if needed, and so forth. It compiles everything while at the same time working through all the compilation problems that it may come up against. It tests everything by running the application in a 5250 emulator and resolves any issues that it encounters. And finally, it presents a complete solution that includes a summarized proof of a working application, including screenshots of the application components it built as it walks through it step by step, all of the code that we can review, and a full history of its activity as it worked through the process. The agent has gone through hundreds of turns doing this work, including things like discovering data layouts, reviewing existing programs that relate to the task, running commands, spinning up runtime sessions, and so on. Now compare this to traditional AI-assisted development with a coding assistant in an IDE, where with every turn or code suggestion, the developer has to look at it, ensure it's valid, that it compiles. It's the developer that does all the testing, not the AI. The developer goes back and forth, cleaning up all the AI slop, correcting it through compilation and runtime issues, and this has to be done with every suggestion or turn of the AI. But with an agentic approach, all of these steps are automatic. Once the agent completes the work, I can immediately see the application live on the agent's computer. And if I like what I see, I can improve it and bring it into my own environment and codebase. If I want tweaks, I can provide feedback with this nifty feedback widget. I can describe what I want changed, and I can provide context, including pointing to elements on the screen to specify where I want the changes made. I can take screenshots and even annotate them by drawing with my mouse. I can do this because these agents are multimodal and understand images just as well as they do text and code. What's even more interesting is that the system allows multiple agents to compete for the best solution, and they run in parallel, so you're not waiting for one to finish before another starts. The system explores multiple approaches simultaneously and surfaces the best results. And you're not limited to one type of agent either. Let's take, for example, developing this IBMI browser application. I would typically pin a variety of agents, Claude, Codex, and Gemini, against each other to see which solution is best. Instead of incorporating just one frontier coding model, we incorporate them all and see which does best for our specific use case. The system then allows you to compare different results and gives you all kinds of tools to decide which agent solution is best. And this even includes AI assistance in helping you decide. So another AI agent will provide a rubric or a table showing how each solution compares and provide its own recommendation. You make the final call by downvoting agents that didn't deliver and ultimately picking a winner. Once the winning solution is finalized and approved, the changes can be integrated from the agent's computer into your main system at your request. And if you're not ready to integrate it just yet into your main codebase, you can use our VS Code extension to quickly rotate and test the different agent solutions on your own computer and in your own IBMI libraries just as well. You have a variety of tools at your disposal to evaluate the different solutions proposed by the agents. You can test them by taking over the agent's computer using a simple browser-based interface. You can bring the work over to your IDE and computer and test it there. You can provide real-time feedback to have the agent do adjustments to the solutions, as well as reviewing the code or seeing the code from different agents side by side. What this ultimately means is that developers now become architects of solutions, while the agents do the heavy lifting by completing entire tasks. This is how we here at Profound Logic accomplish productivity gains of as much as 10x, and it's a system that our customers can now start taking advantage of as well. In our own development work, we spin up thousands of agents doing meaningful work in a short period of time, and we're seeing amazing results. And now we've tied agentic coding to issue tracking systems, meaning that agents can automatically retrieve issues from a backlog and propose completed solutions without you having to manually ask for it. The solutions are prepared for you literally while you sleep if the process is scheduled overnight, and in the morning you just need to review and approve the completed work. The system has multiple form factors. You can use it from a web UI, which is our most popular way of accessing it, but it also has a complete CLI as well as a VS Code extension. It's also accessible from a mobile device. There have been plenty of times when I thought of ideas for my application while on the go, or received an email request for a bug correction or a feature. I would then use my mobile phone to spin up the necessary agents, and the project would be done by the time I got back to my desk. This is an enterprise, multi-user, role-based system with admin roles and developer roles based on the type of control you require. It includes built-in governance, approval workflows, complete activity history, and configurable rules. It provides standardization, templates, and centralized coding practices that you can customize for your specific teams and code bases. It has testing built in for various types of efforts. For example, when it comes to refactoring and futurization work, we provide a toolset that allows you to record existing application workflows. It records screens, database changes, and more. All you have to do is walk the agent through the application as an end user would use it. The agent then replays this workflow over and over again while it refactors your code, ensuring that nothing is broken during refactoring. And when I say nothing gets broken, I'm talking about every single byte of data in any of the database operations the application would normally take. And it also ensures that the screens remain pixel perfect, whether they're browser-based or 5250 screens, while the agent is completely refactoring your code. And by refactoring, I don't mean a simple fixed-to-free format code translation. The AI can produce a complete overhaul of your programs, introducing procedures, modularization, separation of concerns, and any of the other best practices you wish to incorporate as part of your code refactoring effort. The technology truly does open up all kinds of opportunities that would have otherwise been impossible, and I'm super excited to help our customers and IBMI shops embrace these new capabilities. What I've shown you here today isn't just a single AI agent. It's a complete platform with environments, reusable templates, team-wide standards, built-in testing, and the infrastructure to scale this across your entire organization. I do hope that this quick introduction gives you an idea of what the new Agentic AI capabilities are, and how this has the potential to revolutionize your business and your development processes. If you're interested in learning more about these capabilities, I encourage you to visit profoundlogic.com and contact us to get started on your agentic coding journey.